Hey guys, it's Niklas here from upgradeToLife.com, and in this video I want to talk with you about the topic of self-concept, but not just the surface level and self-concept here, self-concept there, but I want to go a little bit more into detail and explain to you what does self-concept actually mean, how is it created, what are some examples, and how you can use this knowledge in order to shift your self-concept so that it aligns with your desired reality, that it aligns with your goals and your desires, so that you will then experience those in your life. Now, in this video, you will learn that your self-concept is not just a tool you use in order to get your desires or just a quick fix. It is actually the cornerstone of your life experience. And when you change your self-concept, you will see profound changes in your life. So before I jump into this video, make sure that you hit the like button and you subscribe to my channel so that I reach more people. And also for those of you who haven't yet, make sure you check out my free masterclass. You will find the link for that in the description. Again, it is 100% free, so just check it out. And with that, let's jump into the presentation. So, like Neville Goddard said, the cornerstone on which all things are based is your self-concept. And we will now, in this presentation, discover more about why this is the case. So first of all, what does self-concept mean? When we hear self-concept, then it's a big word and we know it is important, but what does it actually mean? So your self-concept consists of two images that you have about yourself. Let me explain. First of all, your self-concept consists of your self-image, which are the things that you accept and assume to be true for yourself. That is your current self-image. Right? And based on your self-image, you will have certain experiences in your life. Because self-image means like the assumptions you have about yourself, like, is it easy for me to do this? Is it hard for me to do that? Do other people respect me? All of this bigger picture, that is your self-image. So it plays a huge part in your life. And the other part of self-concept is your ideal image, which is like the person that you want to be, the character that you want to embody in this game of life. That is your ideal image. And the whole goal of this video and the law of assumption in general is to shift us from our current self-image, which is maybe a little bit limiting, to our ideal images, where we are the character that has the desires, where we are the person that experiences life the way we want to experience it, right? That is our ideal state. So the big question now is, how do we shift into this ideal image? How do we make this transition? How do we transcend from being the person that we are right now into this new character, into this new state? And this is exactly what I want to share with you in this video. So first of all, I want you to look at this picture, and you see the green area in this image represents your actual potential. So the actual potential that is there, which you see is very big. It's like full, it's abundant. And that is the potential that is there, that you have access to. But here comes the catch. Based on your self-concept, you only have a very small percentage of that 100% potential available, because your self-concept defines you and your potential is defined by your self-image. So when you want to experience things that are, so to say, outside of your self-image, then you're not able to experience them because they are not within your self-image. They are not a part of who you really are, who you think you are, what you assume to be true for yourself. So that's why it's so important to become aware of that and change that when we want to grow, when we want to expand, and when we want to manifest our desires. Now, I'm very practical also. That's why I want to give you some examples so that you can really resonate with that and understand that on a deeper level. So what are some examples for a self-image? And in this example, it's of course a little bit limiting. Now, it could be that your self-image is right now, I get ill at least 2 times a year. And then guess what you will experience when this is your self-image, right? You will have this connection with illness and with being unhealthy at least twice a year. Also, another part of your self-image could be that it is hard for me to consciously manifest. If that is part of your self-image, and outside of your self-image in this green area, for example, are your desires, but you start out with, oh, it's so hard, I never manifest the things I want and all of this, then of course you will struggle with that because that is what defines you. Another example, it is not easy for me to maintain a healthy relationship. I think I don't need to say more about this because it actually says it on its own that this is like a crucial one. But when that is part of your self-concept, then guess how every relationship in your life will play out. Whether this is with friends, with your family members, or your romantic partners, or the person that you want to manifest. If this is part of your self-image, then that is exactly what you will experience. Because your outer world, so to say, your outer world will always and ever mirror back to you your self-image, what you assume to be true. That is key. And the last example is that it is hard for me to double my income. It is hard for me to generate more money and earn more money per month. Also a big one. Now, when we realize that we have such old beliefs of our self-image, such old parts of our self-image that we don't want to be there anymore, that we want to get rid of, then first of all, it is very important to get aware of them, to notice them when they play out and when they show up. And then we want to start to just cut them out of our life. And we do this by creating this new ideal image. Right? Again, remember the two parts of the self-concept. You have your current self-image and you have your ideal self-image. And now we want to shift into this ideal self-image, into your new character, into your new role that you play in this game of life. So what are some examples for your ideal self-image? Now, it could be that I'm always healthy and I recover super fast from any illness. So if that is your ideal image, then that's great, because you expanded your self-image, and now you will experience more of that. This is what's now going to be reflected back to you. Also, another example, it is super easy for me to manifest. I always see fast results. Guess what? When this is your self-image, then that is exactly how you feel. That is exactly what you assume. And as you know, what you accept and assume to be true for yourself is what manifests. Assumptions harden into fact, based on the law of assumption. So when you change those assumptions and you change your state and your self-image, then you will change the results. So you don't start by the results, you don't start by the actions, no. You start at the core, which is this self-concept, this self-image topic. Another example. It is normal and easy for me to maintain great relationships. I'm always loved. And the last example, I know how to handle money. I'm able to increase it easily. That's it. So now you know, now you see with this image and with this example, how important it is to step out of your comfort zone, to step out of your current self-image, so that you actually experience the things that you want. But again, in order to experience them, you need to change your self-image first. Because when you try to experience them with having your old self-image, you will always fall back. It's like you will always fall back to the self-image that you currently have. So start out by changing this self-image. Now, to show you this in a process, like how this works, how this starts, is first of all, you need to understand that your imagination, your consciousness, which is your true self, right, which is the source of everything, which is everything, that is always the cause. So when you consciously imagine something that you are already this person, that you are already having this desire, then that is the cause. Because that is always the first thing where everything starts out. And then, based on what you experience there, you create a new assumption. You start to assume, okay, I am now already this, I am now already that, I am now already with this person, I am now already this wealthy person, whatever it is. You create a new assumption. And because you create this new assumption, you will step into a new state of consciousness, which already existed. It's not that you create something new, you just choose, based on your assumption, a new state of consciousness, which goes hand in hand with a new self-image. Right? So you have this new state of consciousness, which contains your desires, which contains being the person that you want to be. That is your new state, the state you assume that you are it. And then, through a bridge of events, this will solidify into fact, this will manifest, this will objectify into your three-dimensional world. And here you see perfect the cause and the effect, like kind of play, because the cause is always your imagination. That is where everything starts, right? It starts here, and that is real. And then you see the effect, you see the shadow of that in your physical world. That is why Neville Goddard calls it like the world of shadows, because it is always like the side effect. But the real thing, the real cause is your imagination, what you experience there. Then you generate this new assumption where you say, oh, I experienced it, so now I am already it. Then this creates this new state of consciousness, this creates this new self-image. This creates your new ideal self. And this will then manifest more and more. And you will see that this is what's going to be reflected back to you. Right? I hope you understand this. This is crucial. When you understand this, then there is no other way that your life will change over time when you apply this and change your self-concept. And the only thing, or let's say not the only thing, but the most important thing in this whole process is to become aware of your state of consciousness, to become aware of your self-image. This is what we want to focus on. This is what we want to change. We do this with our assumptions, yes, but that is the real thing, right? And what other like teachers or the law of attraction community, they tell you is they give you like all of the techniques, or they give you all of the fancy tools and the quick gimmicks. But what they don't realize is that that is the real thing that will change your life, and not any great or any funny fancy technique. Focus on that. That is what is so important. And in the beginning of my journey, I'm very honest, in the beginning of my journey, I fell for all of those techniques and tools, and like I'm still doing kind of techniques, when you want to call it like that, but you will realize that all the techniques, all the tools are only there to help you to get into this new state of consciousness. But in the end, it is the state of consciousness that is responsible for what's going to manifest, and not the tool or the technique. So why focus so much on the tool or the technique and worry, am I doing it right, am I doing it wrong, and all of this? But instead you focus on this new state, you focus on this new self-image. Now, Neville Goddard's teachings, it's not about the question, what do I want, or how do I want to achieve something? But the law of assumption is about, how do I want to be? Who do I want to be? How do I want to be? What do I want to embody? That is what the law of assumption is about. So it's about, who are you as the person already having that desire? Who are you as the person already living the life that they want to live? Right? That is what the law of assumption is about. So it's not so much on just focus on the desire and then you will attract it. No, that's not law of assumption. Now, here are some helpful questions to shift your self-image. Some questions that will help you to embody this new character in this game of life. So first question is, what do I want to achieve? How do I want to be? Answer this question for yourself. Right? What do I really want to achieve in life, and how do I want to be? Second question, how would I feel if I saw the world from this state? So when you assume that you are right now this new character, this new person, and you are in this new state of consciousness, then how would you experience the world from this new point of view? Not from your old self-image, which was limited, no, now from your new state. From being this healthy person, from being this person that has a great relationship with their specific person or with their family, whatever it is. Another question, how do I want to feel in this world? Very powerful. What things do I want to hear? How do others talk about me? Right? How do you think that others are perceiving you? Because that also is part of your self-image. And the last, most powerful question is the question, who am I? The answer of this question actually defines which role you play in this game of life. Who am I? When you answer this question for yourself, then you will just know the thing that is responsible for your whole life experiences, because that is your self-image. And we want to change this if it's not serving us any longer. Now, here are 3 steps in order to change your self-concept. And in my previous video I will link it up here. I also talked about those steps a little bit more into detail, because this video was more about the process. But here are the 3 steps you can use to change your self-concept. So the first step is to become aware of your current self-image. And many people, they overjump this. They just start out with, oh yeah, I want this and that. But it is crucial to first of all understand and be very honest with yourself, who are you right now? Because by doing that, you will become aware of things that are good about you, that are not so good about you, things that are maybe like bad about you, bad habits that you want to change and erase out of your life. So you need to become aware first of who you are right now. And if you're interested, I'm currently working on my 6-week coaching program, and in week 4 in this program, it's everything about shifting your self-concept. So when you want to learn more about this, then first of all, start out by watching my free masterclass. And if you want to learn more, then follow me on Instagram and also on YouTube, because there I will share more about this training program. Now, the second step is to get clear on what your ideal image is. And we will also do this in my training program, because it's called crafting your ideal character and crafting your ideal life. Because you want to get really clear, okay, how do I want to experience life? Who do I want to be? What characteristic traits do I want to embody? How should my life be? And there we are going to really define this new role of you in very great detail, because the more in detail you do it, it will be easier for you to embody this new role actually. And the third step is then to start embodying it by, first of all, consciously use your imagination to see this new character, to really experience it in your imagination and to get the feeling of, wow, like this character already exists. The potential, the potential reality of this character is already here, right now existing. And then you want to start to think from this ideal and really want to embody this new role. And by doing this, you will let go of all the old stuff that is no longer serving you, all the limiting beliefs, all the kind of old self-image parts, and you will only start to see your new self-image being reflected back to you. And by now, I hope that you realize how powerful your self-image can be. So I want to conclude this presentation with 3 quotes by Neville Goddard, which I really like. So the first one is that by desiring to be other than what you are, you can create an ideal of the person you want to be and assume that you are already that person. If this assumption is persisted in until it becomes your dominant feeling, the attainment of your ideal is inevitable. So very powerful, and what Neville points out here is the importance of persistence. Right? Persistency is a key for change in life. Also a quote by Neville. You need to stay persistent in this new self-concept. It's not that you sit there, you imagine it once, and then your whole day you are very unconscious and you embody your old self and you act and think from your old state of being. Then of course this is again and again what you will create. But when you become aware, when you stay persistent, then you will see changes in your life. It is inevitable, like he said. So another quote is that when you change your conception of yourself, you will automatically change the world in which you live. And what I like so much about this quote, and he's really right with that, is that it happens automatically. It's not that you need to worry or need to do all of those actions and focus so much on that. This will come naturally, actually. But things just happen automatically. It's that you will automatically, when you assume that you're, for example, a loved person or well-known or wanted, things will happen automatically. People will invite you, you will get invited to a party or to an event, whatever it is. But that's not something that you need to do. You don't need to ask then for some invitations or so, but it will happen naturally and automatically based on your state of consciousness. And the last quote is, the cornerstone on which all things are based is man's concept of himself. He acts as he does and has the experiences that he does because his concept of himself is what it is, and for no other reason. Had he a different concept of self, he would act differently. A change of concept of self automatically alters his future. So by changing your self-conception, you alter your future, you change your future, because your future is not predetermined, but it is based on your assumption. It's based on who you think you are. And one last thing, what you may have noticed in this video is that it's not about changing yourself. Right? Neville didn't say, okay, change yourself, and that is the cornerstone. No, he said the cornerstone on which all things are based is man's concept of himself. So actually the concept of your character, the concept of your role that you're playing in this game of life. Because your true self is unchangeable. It is that limitless, formless, faceless being, what we call consciousness or imagination, that knows no limit and is not limited to this character. But when you create a concept of this character, then that is exactly what this character will experience in its life. And with that, I conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot from it. And I hope, again, you realize that how powerful self-concept is and that it is not a quick scheme or any change fast, get results tomorrow thing. And I'm not telling you that it takes long to see results, but what you will see is that the results are always depending on your self-concept. So you should become aware of it and change it now so that it aligns with your desires. If you want to learn more about this, again, check out my free masterclass. Leave me in the comments down below how you like this video, if you like this presentation style with the images and the examples. And you can also give me some suggestions on other videos or things that you would like to enjoy to hear. And with that, I conclude this video. Bye guys.